Morning. Oh God. Good morning.
Good morning.
I've done what I call a K. I've smeared the lens. How are we all?
Hello, everyone.
Hello. Oh my God, it's so exciting. So we're doing obviously this is happening. You're going to have to do coffee morning on your own tomorrow. I'm so excited. I got my email from Ben, my mate in town at the Edit Suite. And he's like, I can't wait to meet you. He said, we're welcoming people with a red carpet to the Edit Suite.
Oh, how nice.
It's so exciting. Not only because of what I'm editing, which is really like such a seismic moment, but like it's just to be back out there.
Yeah, it's so nice.
Parking.
You can go and get a coffee in Soho.
No, it's not in Soho, it's in Shepherd's Bush.
Oh, Shepherd's Bush.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be around your neck of the woods.
So Mark is looking after the girls today because I'm going out to see my mates. And then I've got Lee coming over tomorrow, who you all know. Lee's coming to have lunch in the garden on the patio.
Oh.
I'm doing Salmon Lee, in case you're watching.
Salmon Lee? What's Salmon Lee?
Salmon Lee.
Oh, Salmon Lee. Sorry.
Yeah.
Maudie May, your card is about to go out. Good morning. I'm still hurting from laughing with you and the video with the Kardashians posing Nadia.
Now, I haven't seen this. You know what I'm like? I can't watch the vlogs because it's bad enough living my life without watching it. But
You have to watch that
I'm
one.
worried about what you've put in that, Mark.
You have to watch that one. You just have to watch it. It's so funny. I forgot that I said at one point, you kept saying it doesn't look anything like Kim's shot. And I said, yeah, but babe, you're much bigger than the fireplace. Apparently you shouldn't say that to your wife. Yeah, so that
You can say it to your wife when you clearly adore your wife and you don't mean anything bad by it.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah. No, it is a very, if you haven't watched it, check it out after this. It's a very,
weird, my
very
hair's gone.
funny. Yeah, you look old.
I look like Annie from the bloody musical.
I know, I
And
can't
washed
stand
it
Annie.
and left the conditioner in last night and just went to sleep with it like this. And look at me. I look
You
like
know
a
who you
shaggy
look?
dog.
I wonder what you're going to say there. You look like the actress from
weird.
Russian Doll.
Well, it's because my fringe is there.
Who's great.
I look weird.
Hazel Malbon, morning. Oh my God, it's hilarious. You're her double. It's binge watched GFH yesterday. Very funny too. They saw you give me the bums.
Did you put two things up last
No,
night?
that went out the day before.
Such a little addict. You're so lucky you have an addict running this
Oh my
channel.
God.
So he puts up so many films.
I think it's more about the fact that you just don't know what's going on.
Most YouTubers only put up one film a week.
I know.
He puts one a day.
It was 2 days ago, actually. But
Welcome to our channel. I think some of you just came over from Instagram. So welcome, this is your first time. Send us the hand waving emoji so we can welcome you.
Jenny Matthews loved the bums.
Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell because otherwise you'll miss us. And what's it like when you miss us? We miss you.
Peaceful. Peaceful and calm.
Yes, that's really nice.
Have you?
I love it when trolls mark the thumbs down before we've even said a single word. So if you mark the thumbs up, ta-da!
Could be that people just don't like the colour of your shirt. But they can't because they've already done it
No,
before you've
but
come
they do
on.
it before I've even come on.
I know, it's funny, isn't it?
They put the thumbs down before we've even started.
I know.
So why don't we fight back and hit the thumbs up? Just under me here, just hit the thumbs up.
Lucy Heaney, have you watched The Flight Attendant yet? No, but we saw it on Gogglebox and I thought it looked quite compelling. The one where the flight attendant wakes up and there's someone dead in her bed.
Oh God, it does look really good.
Zoe's
I don't know,
into
the
it,
girls
okay.
didn't want to watch it, but I do.
Right, film alert.
Thank you, Lacey.
Film
Sargent.
alert for the Popcorn Junkies, and me and Nan have obviously been doing the more sort of esoteric stuff, but big films coming that you have to watch and Maddie have to watch, which is Promising Young Woman, starring Kerry Mulligan, about
Oh, I want to
dealing
watch
with
that.
men
Yeah,
who
yeah.
are
Really want to watch that.
over touchy-feely. And the other film, of course, is Sound of Metal, is out with Riz Ahmed. They're both films nominated for Oscars. They both star British actors. Riz Ahmed plays a heavy metal, death metal
love Riz
drummer
Ahmed.
who starts to
No,
lose his
you
hearing.
do as well, don't you?
So both of those films are available. I think they're available on Prime and on Apple iTunes. So if you want to join in the reviews when we drop them, so to speak, check them out over the next couple of days.
Marina Mimi is over from Instagram and she's giving us a hand wave.
Marina Mimi.
Welcome, Marina, everybody.
Marina.
A new friend to the group. Teresa, yes, thank you. Teresa says, you're in Woman's Zone showing your Kim Kardashian pics. I know. And it's weird, isn't it? Because kind of when I do my Kim Kardashian stuff on Instagram, I think of just you guys seeing it. It's really weird. And then when you see it go on the Mail Online or something, I just cringe.
Yeah.
But it was very nice. And they did a whole page just on my Instagram feed.
I know,
Do you
I
know
saw
that?
it. Yeah,
Did you see
I was
that?
copied in on
it's
it,
very
yeah.
nice.
I just want to say, me and Zoe both were on the same page with this last night, just for some people who get a little bit confused and choose to sort of see what Nadia does as somehow body shaming Kim. What's going on here, if anything, is a comedic body shaming of herself by saying, you know what, She's so beautiful, so there's no question of her beauty. But we too can be in possession of our own bodies and proud of them and silly with them. So it's actually the reverse of that. I think Nadia's in a sense throwing herself under the bus.
Yeah, well...
And championing how beautiful Kim is. She's just,
I love Kim.
Yeah, so it's important to remember that.
The people who follow me regularly on Instagram will know that I have this way of describing it. People like Kim Kardashian, people like Julia Roberts, these are the rarest of orchids, right?
Yeah.
They have to be kept in a glass dome. They have to be fed perfectly. They have to be given just the right kind of Evian. They have to have trainers. They are so rare, and that's why they're multimillionaires, and they are the way, and the way they're celebrated in the way that they are. But we are daffodils, and daffodils are just as lovely.
Yeah.
I've even wear a daffodil shirt for this. And so I'm a daffodil and I'm beautiful in my own way. Yeah. And so is she. But it's quite complicated and people sometimes don't understand.
But that's what I said last night. And I said one of the points I made under one of the comments last night was, and I don't think necessarily the person was being critical, they were just asking. And I said, it's quite complex. And sometimes in the simplest of images, quite a complicated thing is happening. And weirdly, Nadia doing what she does is quite a complicated thing if you really unpack it, which is probably why some people who aren't willing to kind of analyse that or question that or think about that think, oh, why is she body shaming? I think that says more about someone wanting to scream body shaming than actually what Nadia's doing. Do you get me? It's like, let's say she's body shaming, because what you're doing actually is trying to body shame Nadia by saying that.
Yeah, because what do I always do? I post pictures up of her looking so exquisite, because she always does.
Yeah.
But it's like the belief in yourself. It's like the belief. And what amazes me is how many people comment and say, oh, wow, this has made me feel better.
Which is 98% of people.
Which is what I want, because we are the daffodils. We're not the rare orchid. Who wants to be a rare orchid? Exactly. You have to be sprayed with So
I'm very proud of you for it, and I find it very funny. And as I was writing what I was writing, Zoe, you know the comment, I thought, actually, this is really quite complex, and I think it needs to be studied in universities. And I'm being serious. This is about inverting social media. So unless you're willing to engage with that, don't say it's body shaming. Maybe think about
it. It just makes me laugh if somebody says that, because it's just so ridiculous.
No, but it's actually really complex. So unless you can deal with the complexity, maybe don't engage about it.
Christine Bett, I'm desperate to see the Demi Lovato. I thought the girls would be, and they were like, oh, I don't like Demi Lovato, and she still drinks. But we are going to watch it, aren't we? Because I really want to watch it.
No, I'm really interested. I'm really interested in watching it. I am, I have to say, fascinated by how she is in sobriety while still smoking spliff and drinking. I mean, I'm fascinated just to know how that works. Is that true? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And I'm not. There's no judgment in that. I mean, I'm just curious to know how convinced or confidently she can get to a place of being able to indulge in those things in any way without it potentially spiraling.
It's not going to trigger you to do it, is it?
No, well, no.
Well, she's managing.
I can promise you that I'm not watching the Demi Lovato because I'm worried it might trigger me. I'm not. No. So there we go. So. I think it was a really good post, and it's a really fun home time last night. Really fun. If you want to see the behind the scenes that went into Nadia hooking her breasts up in my shirt.
Oh, Mark!
I've kept that.
Have you put that in?
I've kept that shirt and cherished it. Cherished it.
God.
Cherished it.
If you're new to the channel, wonder what the hell we're talking about. This is our reality show that is on this channel as well. So yeah.
Zoe
Don't watch it,
yeah,
basically.
She's watched the Demi Lovato, very tough watch. Louise Kearns, Nadia, you're one of my favourite loose women. I'd love to meet you and the other loose women when it's safe to.
Oh, well, we're just praying that very soon we have the audience back.
Yeah. Anita O'Reilly, 100% loved it. It was a fab post, amazing. Bev Hartnell, Teresa, a lovely shirt. Nadia, great colour on you.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this colour.
Dawn Claricoats, I think I might be a Venus flytrap. Tired Mummy, thanks for the live. Having such a bad time. I've been in tears since 4 a.m. Oh, Tired Mummy.
Oh, sweet.
I was up at 5 a.m. for different reasons, but I was in tears of frustration with Nads. But, oh, you poor thing. Oh, look, Velvet Vicky waiting for Maddie. There's a recipe book out for people with long COVID and loss of taste and smell. That was on the range just now. Wow.
Oh, thank you for that.
Sarah Perlmutter, good morning. Tim
No
Reed.
Wentworth Life. I'm not on
I'd
that
love to meet
Friday.
you too, Tim. I'd love to meet you too. Fellow in the fellowship of fellowshipness. So, quick binary question to kick us off for the day. Will you be mixing and matching your jabs? the BBC is reporting today that there basically is a sort of mix and match vaccines trial that's ongoing at the moment, isn't it? More than 800 people have taken part in the COMCOV study, with the results expected next month. What do people feel? What's your instinct
Just immediately
on
I
this?
go, it's like mixing whiskey and gin.
I know. I suddenly.
I try never to mix.
Isn't
my
it funny
drinks.
how quickly things have got such strong
I've
reactions? Are
learned
you
that.
mixing and matching your vaccines?
I've learnt that over the years.
You could never mix and match my vaccines.
Last night I had red wine when I went out with Kay and Jane. I had red wine and then we had a Baileys at the end, and it was so.
But would you mix and match your
dangerous.
vaccine? Good God, what was coming out of your throat?
But I got away with it. I haven't got any kind of a hangover whatsoever.
I'll tell you why that is. Because you're drinking outside, you haven't got the air hitting you at the moment.
Because usually it's the air that makes me
I
drunk.
often used to find when I was drinking, if I drank outside in the cold, I wouldn't get as drunk as if I drank
It's
indoors
weird,
and then went
isn't it?
outside. So we moved to Bailey's very quickly from would you mix and match your jam? And that's kind of confused the apple cart a little bit. It's sort of
Don't you just love the way we
muddied the
do
waters,
the news?
muddied the
We're
waters.
we're a much better place to find your news. than
Maudie
on the
May, never
news.
mix vax. I mean, I almost feel like I want a T-shirt saying don't mix your vax.
I just really don't fancy that.
You don't fancy mixing your vax?
No.
Even if this report says it's safe. I suppose the problem
But
with
they
this
won't
report...
have long enough to look at it. I mean, you've
well,
got to
long
watch
enough-
how it affects people.
And also, aren't they just... I mean, I know it's science and all that, but I think, haven't we learnt in this crisis, aren't they just going to say yes so that everyone just gets it? Isn't someone going to go, actually, there's a few problems? Isn't someone in the government going to go, how much is the problem? 5%. Just say yes. Just say yes. Just say yes. But really good news today. Listen to this. Let's get some really good news going.
What?
Most new cases are now in... I mean, good news, as in, most new cases are in under 65s now. So it is proof that the
Vaccine is working.
Even though Boris was, I don't understand why he was saying it, but Boris yesterday was saying it's not just the vaccine, deaths are going to go up. I think he's preparing us for a worst case scenario. But, you know, so most new cases are happening in under 65s, which is proof that that the vaccination process must be working. And apparently Israel is pretty much at herd immunity.
Oh my God. This every time I get a wobble and I talk to Kay, she says, look at Israel. Look at Israel, look at Israel, look at Israel, because they had big sections of their communities that refused to have the vaccine as well, which is an important thing to remember.
The only fly in our ointment...
No, we don't want any flies.
No. Oh, God. The only fly...
That's what we do to flies.
Okay.
No.
Hang on,
No.
flies. Do you know what
No.
So I came down
No.
this morning. We got up at the crack of arse in order to pre-record our podcast, which, oh my God, we'll tell you more about that in a minute.
So that I can go to
Hang on
bed.
a minute. There was such cataclysmic noise downstairs. I came running out of the bathroom downstairs,
Didn't hear it.
expecting there to be 86 sort of, I don't know, singing lords a leaping and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And there's a pigeon in here, and Chi-Chi just looking at it like that. So
Sorry, I
at the
thought-
back
no,
of the class,
it's
what do
what's-
we say about phone calls?
No, it's just I'm waiting for a text from
But there was a
Hannah.
pigeon there smacking against the thing so loudly that Chi-Chi was like that.
Oh my God! So the dog didn't even attack the pigeon.
No, so I had to
She
liberate,
attack everything
liberate
else,
a
but
pigeon.
not the pigeon.
What does it mean when a pigeon
I'm
lands
glad
in
she
your...
didn't attack the pigeon. Can you imagine? That would have been horrible.
Sorry, we're jumping all over the place here. So Israel, herd immunity, but I want to know, as someone said the other day, why were University College London or Imperial College London suggesting that we'd have herd immunity Monday just gone? People just say any old shit in this crisis, don't they, to get a headline, I feel. They say anything. But here's the thing, there are, I think, 1.2 million of the most vulnerable who haven't yet been vaccinated. That's the worry in our country. 1.2.
What most vulnerable though?
Of all those that should have been vaccinated, 1.2 to 1.7
Refused the
million
vaccine.
either have refused or they haven't had it offered to them, apparently, in some
But
parts.
that's what they're worrying about, isn't it? Is well, anyway, let's
What?
not have worry.
No, but what were you going to say? You can't leave us
No,
on
nothing.
no, you can't leave us on a cliff edge. I hate the way you do that. You
Well,
always
I
do
mean,
that
the
whenever I walk
worry
into a room.
is when they're talking about there will be more deaths than there will be. It's the people that have refused to be vaccinated. That's what they keep saying.
Well, they are saying that there's more people than you think who simply haven't been offered due to
Really?
availability in certain regions or inaccessible parts of the country due to,
Right.
lack of mobility and things like that. Gabrielle just said, which I thought was a very interesting point, only on this channel could we go from pigeons to herd immunity, from Kim Kardashian to vaccines to pigeons. Only on here, Gabrielle.
Hang on.
You're
now I'm
absolutely right.
ring in. I showed them it on Instagram.
What's she going to do? I thought she was going to do a flash.
But
Flash.
look what we've got on the No Name Sunday show this Sunday.
Oh,
Anyone want one with their coffee? Hazelnut Millionaire's short salted caramel short.
Why is we suddenly into the time warp?
Hazelnut pretzel.
We are not
salted
buffering.
Caramel Millionaire shortbread.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about. What is she talking about? There was a pause there, so complete, it was like we were buffering. Okay, so let's ask you another big question. Pubs and restaurant apps risk discriminating against older people. Now, I've thought about this. My mum, if she wanted to go and get absolutely rat-arsed, and she wouldn't, because she no longer drinks. She's in recovery. But if she wanted to go to the pub, she doesn't have a smartphone. How many people in this country, older people, don't have smartphones?
That's true, actually.
Your dad, if he wanted to just... I'm not saying he would.
My sister doesn't have a smartphone.
Really?
Dina doesn't have a smartphone.
No, but she has an Android, that's fine. That's a smartphone.
I never know the difference.
It's not just iPhones, there are many other different brands.
No, but she hasn't got photographs.
ITC compliance there, which is inapplicable in this instance.
I'm sorry, I suddenly felt really tired.
I'm not surprised. You know why that is? Because you're
like
so radiant.
I
think the Baileys, the mixing and matching of your vaccines is starting to... is it discriminatory of older people, yes or no, if pubs use these apps to confirm access? Are older people going to be unfairly discriminated against?
Well, they're going to have to come up with something else as well, because
I've got an
it's
idea.
not only older people, it's people that can't afford it. The assumption is that everyone can afford a smartphone and they can't.
Hangover setting in, definitely. I've got an idea as to what could work for older people. Every pub should have a bow and arrow and dartboard, target board. And as you arrive, if you don't have a smartphone, the landlord should say to you, fire an arrow at the dartboard, and if you hit the bullseye, you can have a pint. You look suddenly hungover.
I'm just tired.
You suddenly look hungover. Maybe you woke yourself up like you woke me up at 5 a.m. with snoring. Oh, Sarah Perlmutter, they will let them in. I've seen it happen with the NHS check-in app in stores. Oh, right, okay.
I think, I don't think it's literally going to... They'll find a way.
Yeah.
I think this is just the news looking for something else that's going to be a big problem. A way will be found.
Yeah.
Listen, every pub, restaurant and cafe is going to need every single bloody person they can get through the door to get through the door.
Yeah.
Businesses are on their knees.
If you hit the thumbs up icon right now, Nadia will do a Moonie.
No, I won't.
She will. We'll blur it
No, I
out
won't.
later today.
No, I won't.
Yeah, we could put pressure on her, guys. We could exert pressure.
I won't.
Would it be a gibbous Moonie?
What time did I go to sleep?
No, I don't know what time you went to sleep, to be honest with you.
I was reading my
Whatever
book.
you're both on, can I please have some? It's only the best. It's from Everest. Wasn't that an advert once?
Yeah.
So, what other news? So, older people and
Sorry,
smartphones.
delayed hangovers are the worst. She saw me
it's a
fall
creeper.
into my... I don't feel hungover, I'm just really tired and I'm really hungry.
It's a boomerang hangover, isn't it? A boomerang hangover. Now, it's been very boring, which is why we haven't talked about it, but obviously Cameron is in the news for this whole issue about cronyism and what have you, which is terrible if it's happened. But I think what's interesting about it, which has become interesting about it, is I think Boris is about to throw him under the bus, isn't he? This is Boris's attempt.
This is Boris.
This is basically
They've
the
always
old
been in
boys.
competition
Yeah,
since
this is
they
the
were at
old
school.
boys network kicking
What was
off
it
big
Boris
time.
used to call David? Who can remember? Somebody will remember.
Yeah, what did
Boris used to call David at Eton? Because they had
very boring,
They had
Sarah
beef.
Perlmutter, yeah.
They had beef at Eton.
David Cameron had pork.
Mark.
Can I just pause for a moment and just say, I have still never ceased to be amazed how that managed to be known and
What?
nothing more happened about it.
What? Mark.
Do you remember?
Don't say things.
There was a whole Black Mirror about it. Don't
Mark.
say things.
No, don't.
just
Because
come here. I'm just
people
gonna-
will hit no.
No, come here. No, just listen.
Mark, don't. Mark, no. Mark, stop it. Because people will hear.
If you can guess what I said, Gabrielle, a twat. Oh, that's what he called him.
Was it? No, but he had a name for him, didn't he, at Eton?
Get a room, Brenda McGee. Not that kind of room. No, really not. What are you talking about, Jacqueline Frost? We're talking about, now we're talking about Cameron, but now we're not going to because it's really boring.
Oh, Hannah, I'm fasting
Bum
for Ramadan.
chum.
I remember telling you this last year.
Boomer.
Oh, good luck.
Oh.
It's tough. My friends of mine and who've done Ramadan, literally,
Sorry.
my hat goes off to you. It's tough.
Sorry, Russ Souch. I hope you're well, Russ. I've met him in Boots, I presume you mean Cameron, and he was utterly annoying.
What was he doing in Boots?
He's buying Veruca cream.
Do you remember when Lisa was doing David Cameron's makeup and she went, so doing anything nice for the weekend? And he said that she was the only person that had ever asked him that since he was Prime Minister. Gonna do a
Russ
Barbie?
Souch being a knob. What was he doing there? Being a knob. Yeah, I didn't like him. Being a knob. There was a superciliousness that really... Oh, right. This is the final story. Final story for the day. UK's woodland is in crisis. And I just wanted to talk about UK woodland. Apparently, the Woodland Trust says that the UK's woodland is being pushed to crisis point by a barrage of threats. And this is really key. Because I think within the world of climate change and all of the countless different problems hitting this planet, in terms of the hierarchy of forests and things like that, the rainforest utterly understandably gets priority because it's so big and it's so crucial. And so crucial to the oxygen of the planet and the welfare of the planet. But it's interesting that the Woodland Trust, we are a nation defined by our woodland. And woodlands create biodiversity and they have microclimates and all this. And they're beautiful, beautiful places. But anyway, a new study by the Woodland Trust claims that not enough is being done to create resilient native woodlands. Only 7% of our country's native woodland is in good ecological condition. I think of woodland, when I think of Britain, England, Great Britain, I think of woodland. I think of Winnie the Pooh, and I think of the 100-acre wood. And I loved woods as a kid. So do you have memories of woods? Did you like woods? Did you climb up trees? Did you stay in trees? Did you have tree houses? All that kind of stuff. All woodlands in England and most other parts of the UK exceed harmful levels on nitrogen pollution, which is changing the natural makeup of the habitat, which is why idiots that go into forests digging up bluebells to nick should be charged. Don't do it. Don't be nicking stuff out and about. So the government has plans to plant 30,000 hectares of trees by 2025. But it's by far not enough. So I just think let's just spare a thought for the woods. I love the woods, Sharon, I haven't seen your name before, Sharon Kemohan. Linda Fissett, there are volcanoes going off all over the world, absolutely. And, just because it's small and quaint and woodland, it's just as important as a volcano. Volcanoes are going off all over the world. Isn't it funny you should say that? Oh my God, hang on a minute. The biggest story of yesterday, the Pentagon confirms UFOs. Have we become so arrogant and egotistical and blasé that we now don't even register that UFOs exist? I sent it to Nadia yesterday. I said, have you seen this? I said, have you seen there are UFOs? She went, yeah. Not even a glimmer of... The Pentagon has confirmed that in 2019, footage and photographs taken by the US Navy off the coast of California of a triangular-shaped mothership and various other unidentified flying phenomena were unidentified flying phenomena. They were moving in ways that are not understandable technologically by us, and they they were and they couldn't, and they broke the sound. They went at the speed of sound without a sonic boom. Nadia, there are UFOs, and you're just like, yeah.
Well, I know, darling, but I don't know what to do about it.
Well, maybe have an opinion.
No plan.
Have an opinion.
Well, it's just
What do
we
you
get
do?
these
What
all
do
the
you-
time, and then it all
We don't
dissipates,
get them all the
and then
time.
it's like
No, the Pentagon confirmed it yesterday. There's a triangular mothership, and 3 UFOs have been seen over California, and they're going to release a much bigger report to the Pentagon in June of all of the various phenomena that's been picked up across the planet by military services. Kind of makes woodlands look a bit pointless, really, doesn't it? So there you go. No plan for the UFOs. If they came up the garden path, I'd go and shake their hands, and they'd probably blow my brains out. Nadia is in Heat magazine on the celebrity quote page. What does she say, Gabrielle? E.T. can phone home now, says Sue Smith. Absolutely. So there you go, guys. It was a brief, swift and nutty one today. Nadia's going to come and say goodbye in her flash shirt. She's got such a hangover now that she's having to eat bread.
I haven't.
Toast. From Kim Kardashian to UFOs to vaccine jab mixing. Tell us what you think about UFOs. If anyone's not seen Mars Attacks, see it, because there's a very odd scene in which Tom Jones runs around with a taser gun shooting people. Yeah, the singer, Tom Jones. Bizarre.
It's lovely being with you guys. It will just be me tomorrow morning.
Yeah, just her.
And hit the subscribe button.
Yep.
And tell all your friends.
Do that. And straight after this, go and check out Home Time if you want to giggle. Lots of love.